All right, welcome back to the first episode of how to put a T56 or a TR6060 in your JZX 100. So today we're going to start the process of putting that and some of that into this car. Now, this next method is definitely, I don't know, I don't think this is the best way to do it, but I don't have the right tool. But the first step is take the existing gearbox, clutch, flywheel, all that stuff off. Second step that we're going to do today is to get this pilot bearing out. Now, I know you can get a proper tool to get that out. I don't have this proper tool. What I do have is newspaper and water. You wet down the newspaper and you start jamming it in here, and you use a punch and a hammer, and you keep pushing and pushing and pushing until it starts pushing out this bearing. As you can see, it's coming heaps further out. I found a better fitting bolt and just keep jamming it in there, hitting it in. It slowly comes further out until it pops right out, and eventually she comes out. I know this is definitely like a extremely barbaric way to do it. Any mechanics that are watching this potentially would be having a nervous breakdown because it's just such a weird way of doing it, but it's what I had. It's what I did last time. And I've seen this happen before. Look, all that squished in paper comes out nice, doesn't damage anything, and then you can put the new one in. Then all you do is you get your new one, and in this case it's a 23mm socket, which is slightly smaller to tap it in. You want the socket to sit on this outside casing. If it hits on this black stuff, you'll ruin it straight away. So it has to sit on the outside casing, and you just gently and slowly tap it in. One thing the kit does not come with is flywheel bolts, and I forgot that, so I've had to swap from that job to this one. But this is the throwout bearing setup. So you take off the standard one, you still use the same two bolts to put on the new one. Now the new one comes with this as the standard bleeder valve, which is on the top. You get rid of that because it's not needed. It's not really optimal. Within the kit, they have this as a bleeder valve, which you can put up out of the way. And then this one is the line that will go to your Wheelwood master cylinder. This is a new thing from the other gearbox that I did. I didn't have to replace these dowel pins for the adapter plate, so which is good. It means they're improving their alignment setup. So the adaptation plate has provisions for dowel pins, so you have to take out these shitty little ones, which the way that I did it was I just got a pair of multi grips and a bar, and I just twisted like a breaker bar. I twisted the dowel pin while levering off that to pull it out. It wasn't too hard at all. I thought this was going to be really hard, and I thought I'd have to get a special tool, but that worked well. And then it comes with these new dowel pins, so you just tap them in, and then that is all you need to do to bolt on the adapter plate to the gearbox. All right, so they're all bolted up. I will Loctite them when I put it in, just to be sure. I don't know if you could tell, but one of the dowel pins wasn't really going in straight, which made it a little bit hard to get it on. I was surprised at how difficult that was, but it got there in the end. It looks like it all lines up well, and as you can see, it's pretty cool how it works. So now the bell housing bolts to this. I can't remember what hardware I needed, and I don't think it comes with that hardware. It comes with these ones, but maybe not them ones. I can't remember. Anyway, I'll work it out as we keep going, but I still need them flywheel bolts. All right, so the next bit, the next thing to do is the master cylinder. Now, it comes with two things. It comes with a master cylinder adapter. So this bolts onto where the existing one is, and it adapts the new Wilwood one. This one's. But one thing that you do have to do, well, I think this is what you have to do. This is what I did last time. As you can see where that red paint is there, I just get a Dremel and I take a little bit out, because the nut that holds this onto the adapter, it's too close to this to actually go all the way home. That might not make sense at the moment. It will in a second once I do this and show you. So that is what you have to do. So you can see what I mean here is that it can't, and that still might not even be enough actually. I don't think it will be. I need to take a bit more out of here, because as you can see, this won't get all the way down if you don't take a bit of clearance out of here. You can see there is enough clearance for that. So that's it installed in there. As you can see, there's not hardly any room to get the reservoir, or the whatever you want to call this thing, in there. So you must be able to have it there still, I think. But I ended up mounting mine over here on the other car, so I will do the same thing again. It comes with somewhere a hose to move that. It comes with a it's a bit hard to see now, just a little adapter that goes on the cylinder and then to a tube, and then same on this end, adapter to the tube. So I mounted mine there to there, and obviously then from the gearbox, from this one here, goes to the gearbox. That comes up and straight onto this fitting here, and that's it. Like, it's seriously really simple. The hardest thing with doing this is actually getting the screw to hold that in position. I'll do that later. Back in the shed tonight, some cool things happening tonight. Maybe not even that cool for you, but there is drifting royalty coming to the shed. Some of you guys would know him. A bunch of people would have no idea who he is. Brendan Mansfield, a really great friend of Joe Ashall Skinner and mine, and all the HCS guys, moved to Queensland quite a few years ago from Tassie. OG drifter, won the State Series, won G1 GP in Japan. Legend. He's moved back to Tassie. He's coming over tonight, so that's exciting. Really keen to see him. But I got all the parts that I needed. I got the flywheel bolts, and I did also get a rear main seal. So we'll put that in. We'll put that in today, and hopefully the gearbox as well. But I think Brendo is here. Oh, look at this seller drifting royalty! Hey! So I've never pulled out a what is this, a rear main seal, but apparently you put screws in here and you grab it with some older grips and just pull it out with a Jimmy bar. Also, Skinner's here. Skinner. Look, do drifting royalty on the VB as well. The boys are back. The boys are back. So apparently you have to put some lube all around the outside. This is, I can't remember what kind. It's something that I didn't have, but Dave gave me some. So yeah, the outside, and then there's like a groove or something, I believe, on the inside. Yeah, there's like this groove in here as well. And just tap it in with a mallet, with a rubber mallet, and it's supposed to just go in nice and easy. Last night, in fact.
Yeah, why didn't we put it in last night? Why didn't we put it in last night, Taylor?
Yeah, because I ruined.
Did you put that on your video?
I ruined the rear main, and no, it didn't go. I think this one's going to be the one. This is the flywheel. You bolt it onto the back. and
Get
just
your grubby mitts off the good
yeah,
bit.
you got to clean it. Okay, Dave's going to clean it. Loctite on the flower bolts. These, what are they, Dave? ARP came with
ARP, Baldy Boys.
the Torx numbers 70, and so apparently you Loctite the thread, then you put this lube stuff under the bottom of the head thingy.
So what are you doing now? Taking the bag out.
Yeah, one by one and Loctite.
These are
the
24.
Loctite the threads.
So what was on them the first time?
Nothing. And nothing.
We're fucking. Yeah.
So that's enough.
Perfect.
Not
That's
much.
great.
And then a bit of Loctite.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful.
Do you give it another little?
Oh, you can give it another one if you like the feel of it.
Oh, I love the feel of it. Ooh.
And then the other opposite one. We're only going opposites.
You got your remaining yet, Taylor?
I didn't do it, no.
Here's Taylor's attempt from yesterday. Brand new Remo.
I was just trying to keep.
Hey, we all have our bad days,
keeping the
mate.
economy
I was
alive.
keeping the economy alive.
We all have our bad days.
Oh, shivers!
You just like to break one.
That is my light.
It just fell on me. I didn't do it.
Rubbish.
I think it was cheap.
Well,
Not good.
pressure plate side.
Oh, they make it simple, don't they?
It's literally
Put a
labelled.
sticker on there that comes off so it gets hot, so next time you pull it apart, it doesn't work.
Look, I didn't do it. Okay, and then into that one.
So we're looking at Bryce's Willem shirt.
How?
I feel like there's got to be some other way. So you line the plates up? I didn't see that happen.
Yeah, we were very
Hello, mate. How are you?
we're very firm on the plate alignment.
It's a very fancy looking clutch, I must say. Let's look at the side girth because it's got a bit on it. Have a look at that.
We've got depth.
Oh, where is it there?
And it does have the cool twin plate rattle,
I would definitely rather it.
which is what you pay for, isn't it?
It's all about the rattle.
I remember your.
Oh, my old twin plate
Your
was a
twin
dog of a thing.
Who did you nearly run into that time?
He just couldn't take off in it in the end. It was just like, it was come out, and then you'd just be all on. You just have to launch it to move.
So, Mr. Dave,
Yo!
torque settings for these or just tight?
Oh, it didn't come with the job. I whipped one out and I put it in here.
100% FT.
38 Newton meters.
What did you just do then? Like, what did you look at that said?
Gauge the bolt.
You gauged the bolt. Okay, 38.
Yeah, that's fine. Start.
Yeah, I am. Last time when I did this, I found it easier to bolt the bell housing with the adapter to the engine and then slip the gearbox in because of how it works, how it unbolts back here. It's actually easier to just get that in instead of trying to fit this in here because it is still a fair bit smaller.
It's upside down, bro. So no locating dowels
Yeah,
required?
there is.
Oh, you've got that on dowels?
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't look like it.
So I can envision already, you can see it. If you look from this way, that is lower than that.
Yeah.
I remember.
So that's where you had to
have
hit your other
hit
one.
All on this,
Yep.
all on that seal there.
Yep.
It's coming back to me.
Yep. So we need a big hammer.
We need a big hammer.
The fridge is off.
No, it's not up.
That hammer has come in clutch.
Yeah, it has. I've used it a few times.
I got that from a garage sale.
They're actually expensive as
Yeah, it's
brass
full.
hammers.
Look, it's full brass, boy.
Look at
Old as.
Thor? Is it Thor's
That's
hammer?
the one that smashed.
That is
mine.
Thor's hammer. Look at it. Thor.
that. It says
It is.
It actually says Thor on it.
Hammer. No wonder it moves transmission tunnels so well. This is not its first training tunnel.
To the person that buys this car next off me for $45,000, I'm doing it with precision.
When you see that JZX100 advertised
Yeah.
in mint condition,
TR 6060 conversion.
Unmolested.
You know someone's been underneath there with a big hammer. It is. Hit it, big boy.
Together a fair bit all the way around.
Yeah. So
It's not that it won't move more, but
like if you're watching this to do it to your own car, it's not actually that bad. Like you're not really wrecking anything. You really are just moving it a little bit.
if you use the right hammers,
Yeah, yeah. Like
big heavy
mean,
copper face.
apart from the marks on the glue, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if it goes in.
In the drawer. Put it
Tailful
away.
just passed me bowl to put in.
Where am I doing it?
Yes,
Where-
strip
Anywhere
it.
between there.
Okay, yeah.
As deep
I
as
just
you
put it
can
in,
go.
I guess.
Ready, set up, go!
Yeah.
I'm gonna find the hole. Does that help?
How you going to put it in?
Sorry?
Swinging off the rafters again.
Yeah.
Your bolt's ready, bro. Thanks.
Pull down, pull down. It's permanent then, it helps everything, every process.
Just a bit more clearance, boys. Oh. Yeah?
We need to lift the back and rotate till we get swept. There you go. Lovely. And I want to see you bounce it. Oh, I just can't.
That's the dowels. That's the dowels there now. Oh,
The
this
Raymond
is
down.
good. This is good, people.
Ready? Bounce it. Bounce it.
I reckon.
Bounce it. Bounce it.
I'm bouncing. I reckon we have to nearly
Pull the
pull
dogs in.
her in with We didn't film it all, but
We will.
she is
Josh.
in.
Stop. Go back.
Tail shaft is going in.
Just let me.
Gearbox is in. The real problem was the dowels were really hard to line up to get this to pull tight, but it finally is.
Bolt's too long.
Cross member bolted on beautifully.
Have to turn
This is happening, but
right spot.
the boys are just making it happen, making it work. But it's almost ready, isn't it, boys?
Turn the dog.
She's nearly there.
It's getting late.
Thank goodness. 12. It's like
Tomorrow already.
12:30. We're gonna work tomorrow.
Go
But
for a pushy.
and we're gonna go riding bikes in the morning. But we're good. It's in. We'll be drifting. We'll make it happen. So it's in. Cross members in. Bell housing adapter. 1J auto bell housing on. Okay, so it's all done. What we had to do is do a lot of clearancing around this section here, around, and a little bit further back here. We got heaps of footage of that. What was the hardest bit was there's these dowels on either side of the conversion, the adapter plate, and we basically couldn't get them. Couldn't get it to go in. Like we could slip it in a little way, and then to get that last 5-10 mil was so hard. So we slowly but surely just pulled it in with the bolts, but we need to find longer bolts, which was a dilemma. Anyway, we eventually got it in. The cross member bolted straight up perfectly, and we were missing this selector fork here, which you would normally just bolt that on before you put it up. I only just got it yesterday, so I've just been able to reach up and get that in. So like I've said all the way along, this is pretty much a complete bolting kit. You don't have to do any cutting. Only cutting we did was a few tabs off the gearbox, but everything else is just bolt in. I'm about to put the hoist back down and bolt the shifter in, and then connect up this linkage, and then I've got to put the clutch line through. I'm in the shed by myself today, so I don't know how I'm going to go bleeding it myself, but I'll give it a shot. I know one way that you can do it. I don't know if I'll be able to do it though, but I'll try. So technically I could have this car driving today. Cool how it works. You can see the selector fork here. The Leeson's kit comes with this, so this bolts in, I assume, to these 4 factory bolts, and then this is like a really neat setup. As you can see, it's in. Doesn't it look very neat and tidy? Very cool. So you just got to poke the clutch line up from down that side, go over the back of the engine to here, and then straight into there. So doing the pedal is a pretty simple concept, or pretty simple thing. You have this little piece and a little nut. So this screws onto the back of the master cylinder, and it has this split pin that flicks up and out. This goes through the back of the pedal. So you screw this onto the master cylinder, put this onto the back pedal, through there, bang, down there, laying here backwards, quite difficultly. So there, you can see is the master thing, and then you see the top hole, that's where this bit has to go through. So it's probably going to be very hard to do it with one hand, but I've got to thread this on to there, and then that simply goes over that, and there it is on the pedal. In hindsight, you could totally thread that on and push it through. You could thread this on, all of it on, and come through, so you didn't have to do it under here. Then all you had to do is put in this split pin. But anyway, it's on. I just went to Bunnings and Tube Cheap and bought some tube and some brake fluid or clutch fluid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this from the bleed line up into the engine bay into the reservoir. And when I pump the clutch, that should just push the air through the system and bubble out of the reservoir to get all the air out. And then I just have to lock it off underneath, and it should be bled. I think that will work, but I've never done it before. So let's find out. I did a little bit different. I didn't film it. So what I actually did is I put another bit of tube on the bleed line, and I cracked it, and I just sucked a bit of fluid through, so I sort of purged the line, and then I hooked it up to the other long one that you see me put in, that I filled, that I also sucked the fluid through, so that there was a bit of pressure in the system. Swapped them over, pumped it up, and I could see the fluid going through it with all the bubbles. And then I went back down, locked it off, and I think it's right. I will get someone else to just go underneath, and we'll bleed it again. But for now, it should be good enough to check that it actually works. And I'm really a bit concerned about is the shifter is so hard to shift. Like, it is the stiffest shifting gearbox. I don't know if it's the gearbox or the actual shifter. I can hardly get it between the gears. Like, if I have to go from third back to second quickly, it won't happen. So I don't know if it will free up the more that it moves around or what. There is no gearbox fluid in it, but that I don't think should make a difference. So I filled the gearbox, I checked all the gearbox bolts. Time to start this bad boy. It has not been started in a while, and she's on corn. Oh, nearly. seconds. That's a start. Let it warm up. Then we'll run it through some gears. Let's see. We can hear the clutch. Oh, she's moving. Got second. Oh, third. Fourth. Alright, she works. Like I said, this shifter is so stiff, but it's going into gear. I think with a bit of like leverage with a big gear knob, it might be better, but it works. So the shifter comes with this attachment, and so this threads down into the shifter. Then you're supposed to put your actual, like the handle on this. I have no idea how you get a threaded shift knob onto that. So anyway, what I've done is I found a bolt which is the same thread as that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, put that on down the bottom, weld that on. I'll be able to get a nice weld around the outside of that, and then that will be the shifter. Then I put this on, tighten that up onto this, boom, tighten that down into that, bang bang, you get it, it's done. And then hopefully with the extra length and the leverage, it'll make changing gears a little bit easier with that gearbox. All right, so as you can see, that slips into there just the tiniest bit because this is sort of domed, and I left a little bit of an edge so I can get a nice bead in around there. So I'm just going to clean this up with the grinder, weld them on. It's not gone. I sort of should have taken my time a bit more. It's not super straight, so what I'll do is I'll put in the vise and I'll see if I can tweak it around just a little bit. Right, let's give it another go. Good. Well, there you go guys, that's how you put a TR56 or a TR6060 into a JZX100 or behind a 1J. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. I don't know if I'm going to get time to do the hydraulic handbrake before this next round or the diff, but it doesn't matter because this was obviously the main thing that needed to happen. So it's done, which is awesome. So I'm going to finish up the video there. Hopefully there was enough information in there for you to do it if you are wanting a how-to. If not, chuck a comment in, ask me a question, hit me up on Instagram. I will for sure help you out. Have a great day, night, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I'll see you guys next time.